Evening, day 13 of going sober for October, and here I am again, doing it all again. It's like the Twilight Zone, isn't it? Do. Oh, drinking another glass of water. 13 glasses of water in 13 days. Who'd have thought? I'd ever get to the stage where I'll be this hydrated? Well, now I thought today I'd seeing as it's number 13, unlucky for some, I thought I'd regale you with one of my spooky stories. I've got a number of spooky tales emanating from my time at the Wildlife Sanctuary. And I thought, seeing as Halloween's coming up, I'd tell you this one now. This takes me back to the year 1984, Halloween 1984. Can you imagine such a time? Shaka Khan's at the top of the pop charts, and the Wildlife Sanctuary's been doing well for a couple of years now. Things are going pretty hunky dory. Merchandise is flying off the shelves. We've had a bit of problems. A few problems with licensing issues and fraud, and obviously a lot of people complaining about the spring water tasting very coppery and blood-like, but other than that, things are going well. And this one night, there I am in my office, just doing the take-ins for that day. There's no one else about, not a soul about, and I thought, I thought I could hear something. I thought there's something strange, in the reception. I heard this almighty, this gust of wind coming through, and I went out to the reception, and the doors were wide open. Wind blowing into the reception, and it's knocked over this postcard rack, which had these sort of handmade postcards, which had been done by my wife Linda at the time, and I thought, this is a sign. So I thought, something's happened to Linda. I called her up, and when she said she was busy, she was at a carnival in Dundee. She was doing palm reading, and so she was fine. So it wasn't. That was So I couldn't. That was unfortunate, really. But anyway, she was all right. So I thought, that's that. And the next thing I hear this crash coming from the office. All right, and I ran back because I thought, oh no, if anything bad has happened to in my office, it's going to be my computer, because I just got a new computer. Brand new computer. It was the first computer in Waltham Abbey at the time, and I didn't know what to do with it. It had Tetris on it, but I couldn't really work it. But I had it, because I was doing well. It was a status thing more than anything. And I got back to my office, and the new shelves that I'd had put up recently, they'd come tumbling down, and it was like there was nothing on them, except for this old bowling ball that my great granddad had given me, on his deathbed. He was a famous bowling player, and I thought, this is odd, because I put those shelves up myself with help from Peter from the garden shop, and he knows his DIY, we use nails and all sorts. So, why that shelving unit would come down of its own volition, spooky, very spooky. And then, then I look on the CCTV, all right, and this freaked me out because, all right, no, number one, I'd only just had it installed. I was I was the first person in Waltham Abbey to have CCTV installed, and I could see quite clear as day an image of a man, a shadowy figure in the car park outside the Wildlife Sanctuary. So I went rushing out. I don't know, I was full of adrenaline. I didn't want to face up to it, but I went out, and the doors, I didn't even notice the doors were wide open again. All right, and there's a man standing in the car park. All right, and he spins round, and who is it? It's Bleeding Peter from the garden shop. Right, and he turns round and he goes, "All right, I've just had a pager. I just been paged to say that there was an intrusion at the Wildlife Sanctuary, because he just got a pager, because they're all the rage, and he had this pager on his belt." And he came rushing round to see what the problem was. I said, well, the doors have been opened, the postcard rack's on the floor, my shelves have fallen down. And he said, well, this is spooky, all right. And I was like, yeah, come back in with me, because I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. All right, so we go back into to reception, and then I hear another noise coming from me office again. All right, I hear this moaning and groaning, and I hear a crashing. All right, a crashing, and it's like someone's bashing, my keyboard against the desk. I'm like, well, who's going to be doing that? So I walk into my office, and there's this Elizabethan chap there, all right, sat behind the desk, all right, and he's bashing my keyboards, right? He's just prodding at the keys. He's trying to get Tetris to work, isn't he? All right, he's there he is with his frills and his big shirt and his tights, and he's trying to play Tetris, and I'm like, well, you're not going to do it like that, mate. You want to get a straight one, you want to get it down, all right, and then you want to flip it at the ends, so you make a line. He wasn't listening. I was like, I'm talking to you. He wasn't having it. He wasn't responding, and that was kind of freaking me out. He just kept stabbing at the keyboard, like a cat. Just stabbing at the keyboard, and I just backed away. I was like, I can't deal with this right now. All right, I mean, this isn't for me. And as I was walking away, Peter was like, what was that all about? And I'm like, I don't know. But the strangest thing about it was, and it just dawned on me. I was like, the blinking bloke didn't even have a head. He didn't even have a head.